A very warm welcome to the business news this Monday night. My name is Malika Kazia. Let's start off with the mining, because proper mining licenses could be the key to unlocking Kenya's mining potential. This is according to miners who today started their mining forum to discuss the challenges around the industry. The two-day forum is meant to deliver an essential platform for key stakeholders in the industry in order to facilitate and accelerate the development of their operations, as well as the mining sector in Kenya. Mining businesses have on the first day raised concern on the treatment of small-scale miners, with most of the investors calling for a review of the Mining Act 2016 if the sector is to contribute to the Big Four agenda fully.
Enlighten us, and this doesn't really
And now on to the next frontier. Kenya produces a paltry 35% of all the rice consumed in the country, a move which has seen the country import a bulk of the deficit. But now the government wants to reverse this trend by increasing the amount of rice being produced in Kenya, by increasing the amount of land under irrigation. On this week's episode of The Next Frontier, Philip Keitani tells us more.
As rice continues to stamp its authority on Kenyan tables as one of the top staple foods, its demand is now putting a strain in the country's rice-producing regions, with the water and other resources being stretched to its breaking point. But now the government has stepped in a bid to increase its production by the construction of the 13 billion shilling Thiba Dam, which is set to improve water reliability at the Mwea irrigation scheme.
With the dam, we will be able to do 2 crops per year, because right now we are doing 1 crop per year. With the 2 crops per year in that 6,000 acres, it means essentially we will have effective 72,000 acres under crop.
The scheme has a gazetted area of 30,350,000 acres, out of which 20,000 acres have been developed for the paddy rice production, while the remaining area is utilized for settlement, public utilities, and growing of subsistence crops.
We are trying to introduce also what we call hybrid rice, which has a production of about 11 to 12 tons per hectare. And right now, this is rice which is under trials.
Kenya spends up to 7 billion shillings annually importing rice, mainly from Asian countries, with Mwea irrigation scheme producing over 42,000 metric tons of rice every year, which represent 80% of local production.
As a government, we want to ensure that we bridge this gap so that eventually we don't spend money in importing foodstuffs in the country.
Currently, the National Irrigation Board, which is implementing the expansion project, is currently working on the settlement plan to move over 300 families in Gishugu constituency, where a 10 square kilometer water reservoir will be constructed.
The construction of the dam is to ensure that we have sufficient water so that we do 2 crops in a year. In addition, there is also a new technology which we've developed here to ensure that after harvesting, we also grow what is referred to as ratoon.
The scheme has about 74 kilometers of main and branch canals, 350 kilometers of main feeders, more than 1,000 kilometers of on-farm feeder canals, 200 kilometers of drainage canals, and over 1,000 kilometers of road network.
Serikali kupitia kwa general manager, kupitia kwa ministry, watafute namna vile rehabilitation itakafanywa kwa canals.
These farmers are expecting a bumper harvest this season, but they are worried about the inadequate market for their crop.
Kile ambao ningeomba serikali ifikirie vile jinsi inaweza kuweka pesa kwa mashirika ya wakulima kama NCCB ama MRM, Mwea Rice Mills, ili wakulima waweze kununua mchele yao.
Some of the challenges facing the scheme include inadequate irrigation water. This is due to fluctuation in river flows, This is set to be addressed by the construction of the Thiba Dam. Philip Keitany for the Next Frontier.